and he came in with this shopping bag from Ralph's and set it on the table Monday morning, and we're all going, "What's in the bag? Turkey?" And Marty put on the table, I think we should do a park about California, the California that everybody expects to see and can't. And it was like, well, that's sort of what does that really mean? So that led us down a pathway. And as we were doing it, we were talking about different kinds of things. And one of them was this idea of, I guess, I always loved Peter Pan. I always loved flying. I was a Californian. And so somewhere along the way, an idea started to percolate of many for attractions. It was this idea of seeing California in a way that most people can't see all of California in the way we could do it, which is from the air. And to a degree, circle vision of the old days, the B-25, and all of that. And I'd actually done a Canadian film with the next evolution of that, which was the Epcot projector that we had for China. We used for a new Canadian Expo 86 thing, so I'd done some of that kind of stuff. But I was really intrigued with, giving people an expression of free flight. So when California got launched as the direction for the park, and all of us sort of continued to brainstorm different ideas, Tim Delaney and myself were talking about sort of a hot air balloon-y kind of thing. And it started with, okay, you start, before you evolve or even revolt, you start with, what do you have? Well, it could be sort of like a circle vision-y thing where you're in a big, it would have to be a really big hot air balloon basket. That's sort of weird. So that sort of launched us on, well, what could we do? And so that led us down the path of creating the attraction. And it wasn't until Mark Sumner, who was a ride engineer, because the big problem was, how do you get, we knew we came to the point of, flat screen's not going to work. Dome has to be the way, and then you want to, the biggest number of people in the smallest sweet spot of a particular size dome. So, and there was a whole bunch of those kind of exercises. But we knew that a dome was the way to work, and it was how to get people into a position to see the dome. We'd started to play with that, and we had this whole sort of ski lift idea where there were rows of vehicles and another set of row of vehicles that then went up sort of a physical set kind of slope and then dropped out into the dome. And we had all these crazy ideas, and the ride engineers are going, forget being able to do it. What happens when there's a fire or an earthquake? How do we get people from all these different locations? So we were struggling, and the engineers were struggling really with that. So ultimately, Mark Sumner came in after a Thanksgiving. I don't know whether it was the chicken or the turkey didn't put him to sleep, but he'd gone into his garage, found an old Erector set, put together this little illustrative idea, which is very famous if you see the little interviews that were done later. And he came in with this shopping bag from Ralph's and set it on the table Monday morning, and we're all going, "What's in the bag? Turkey?" And he slides this little thing out, and he cranks the crank, and the little string pulls the swing with the three things that just sort of naturally, and we go, "Oh, wow, that's amazing." And that was the beginning of solving the physical problem.